I have not I have not watched that anime since I was
Bro, I
9.
haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh! In years either. Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome back to Stories and Sigils. At the current moment, the only player we have is the new player. So y'all are gonna get a whole ass recording session with Gamma. Say hi, Gamma.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and today we are playing the Deltarune tabletop role-playing system.
Yes, we are. With that in mind, unfortunately, they do not have art for their character yet. So, first things first, how about we introduce your character?
Okay, so, their name is, LeBron. Libron. Um, basically, um, in the light world, Libron is a book that used to belong to a
Hold up,
great.
why are they a book?
They are a book because their scientist needed a journal to keep track of
Gamma,
their experiments.
what race are they? Why would they be a book in the light world? Book in the light world.
Form. They are form.
There, there you go. They are a form what?
Darkner.
I didn't ask for their race again. I asked they are a form slash what?
Book.
Gamma, read.
I, are you. Are you. I didn't know you were referring to their class the first 2 times. Okay, they are a spellcaster. God, there you go.
That's the basics of tabletop terminology. You go character name, character race slash class, and then you get into what their character is like. You don't explain the whole
Okay.
character's backstory without telling us what the fuck they are.
Okay,
Otherwise, it's not
that
gonna make any sense. Why are they a book in the light
chill,
world?
dude. Chill. I get it. I'm sorry.
It's fine. But yes,
Okay.
they are filling out the final needed spot, so we have a full party of 4 with all races and class combinations completed. At last,
Okay, so
I am able to test everything. Now then, Libran, or
Librand. They are a obviously Love 5 mage. Basically, they are a book that used to be wielded by a great scientist, and this great scientist conducted experiments, and these experiments were so dangerous that they could probably endanger the lives of many Lightners.
Gamma, you don't have to
So,
be subtle. W.D. Gaster is already a plot point within the story.
well, yes, but yes, there were W.D. Gaster's journal, and that his experiment, obviously. So after the void, or the secret, or not the void, the secrets um that Gaster. Yeah. Okay. So the secrets that Gaster knows, he keeps in uh the journal, which is Libron. Um, Libron is after they got that secret. They were never the same, and they took an oath to never speak of that secret, but it is all they can think about. Um, I know I don't have any art for them, but they are inspired by Dungeons and Dragons liches. So they're like a skeleton, and they have a flaming skull, and they wear a huge robe, and they don't have neck or a jaw.
Makes sense, makes sense. Well then, our story starts out with our character Libran, alone, surrounded by nothing but darkness, sealed away, presumably to never be found or heard from again. A question I have to ask is, did they want this?
Yes, they do not want to reveal their secrets.
So they wanted to be sealed away.
Yes.
I have a feeling you believe a lot of things are done, right? That you don't have to do things anymore.
Correct.
You can sit here. You can rest. Or that's what you would like to think, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Before suddenly, from the darkness, a white face appears before you.
It's you again. Why are you here?
Many appear before you.
Leave me alone.
Your work
Please.
is not done yet. You haven't done enough.
I don't want any more secrets spilling out. Please.
You are needed.
I'm not needed.
It's time.
Time for what?
The angel is coming back again.
That religious crap.
The prophecy.
Yes, I know, the roaring.
It's repeating.
Just what is the task you need me to do so I can quickly get back here?
They begin. All their voices slowly merge.
Leave me be.
You know what you have to do. This time, when the angel comes down here, don't fail. Kill it.
But why? I thought the angel was good.
So long as the angel keeps returning, the prophecy of the roaring will never stop repeating. So long as people keep giving them the benefit of the doubt, more people like you will need to be created.
But what do I get out of it?
Well, I believe that's a question you should ask the person whom you were made to be a vessel for. Not me. Not us.
What are you on about?
You know what you are, Libran. You know what her name is. What did it start with again? It was a G sound, wasn't it?
Get it out. Leave me be. Just run away.
You'll need a refresher. Do you remember how to fight?
Barely. Not after what I did to them.
Man, don't
Their
you just...
voices. Coming back.
Battle begins. 4 white faces stand before you.
Okay, so my turn first.
Not yet. First, roll initiative. They're going to call
Oh,
out
yeah.
7. What number do you call out?
I think
Number 6.
I think I'm scared faced. Kind of looks like I'm scared face looks kind of like gas.
Okay, now I can hear everyone. Oh, hey, Blur, you're here.
Hi.
Yeah. Anyways, say hello to Gamma. She's our 4th player.
Hello, woman.
I'm the spellcaster.
With that in mind, it looks like, unfortunately, you don't go first. They're going first.
Huh? The I'm scared faces.
I mean, they do kind of look like Gaster, so...
Yeah.
They do work.
In position 5,
Yeah.
they're going to... The first thing they're going to do is they're going to spread out.
Like little gas pieces.
However, instead, only one of them is going to attack, and it's
So
going
is
to be
this-
a melee.
Just Gamma's filler episode.
To some degree.
Introduction episode.
Filler episode.
Alright, it hits 4, just barely missing you. The other 3 are all going to laugh at you, mock you.
This wasn't in the original Stories and Sigils manga, so it's considered filler.
In an attempt to make you weak.
It's like the Critical Role. It's like Critical Role for the first like 24 episodes.
Yeah,
When
so
they had Tiberius.
these 3 white faces laugh at you, but like they unironically sound like fucking losers when they laugh. Like, you know the nerd laugh? Like, that's how they laugh when they laugh at you.
A word
Head laugh.
a word appears on my robe, and it says, or a sentence. I'm surrounded by dorks. Okay.
Now, with that in mind, it is now your turn. What are you going to do?
I'm assuming I don't have any TP.
Not at the moment, sadly.
Okay, so I would like to attack. I have
Which
a
one?
leather. The one at the corner here. Yeah, the one you were clicking. Yeah, that one.
Position 9.
Position 9.
I
Alright.
want to draw Shadow in Vegeta's Batman shirt.
So, I have a leather cover, which is like my robe. So, like, unwraps and then recoils.
Alright, let's see if you hit. You unfortunately hit nothing.
Oh. I see.
Their turn. The 4 of them look to you, and all 4 of them are collectively not going to attack. They're instead going to mock you for your failure.
Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to draw like, you know how Sonic.
And apparently their mockery is legit. Apparently their trash talk is some of the worst trash talk you've ever heard in your entire life.
Twitter user trash talk.
Worse than
Sound
Twitter
like-
user trash talk. Hold on, I'm gonna turn up your volume.
Reddit
Sound-
trash.
Ah, Jesus, that's not.
Reddit trash talk.
No.
You sound like Milan Yusk.
Zidarka? Is that my baby?
Alright,
Okay.
your turn again. What are you going to do? They-
So, when I attack, is it when I hit that I get TP, like in the games, or?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have any TP right now, so
Sadly.
I'm going to try to attack again.
You're just gonna keep melee attacking?
Okay, what's in actions? Do I have actions?
I mean, technically speaking, against these guys, the only thing that really come to your mind would just be to continue to debate them and tell them to fuck off.
Hypothetically speaking, okay, my wife's a doctor.
You do have a +3 to your aggressive, so...
That is true. So when I debate, when I do an action, do I choose one of my action types and then go with that? That's how that works.
It's more like you say you're going to do something, and depending on what it is, it's the appropriate role applied. Like, for instance, say I'm going to, like, saying, for instance, like you telling them all to fuck off and leave you alone. That would be an aggressive role. However, if you were to politely tell them to fuck off, that would be a passive role.
I see. So, I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to debate them, or, yeah, tell them to fuck off.
You're just gonna tell them to fuck off and leave you alone? What do you say exactly? Because depending on what you say exactly, it may add more.
Okay. I was gonna come up with an insult. Your father was a hamster, and your mother smelled of elderberries.
So,
That's how you're gonna tell them to fuck off?
tell them
Yes.
fatherless. Tell them fatherless.
First off, your Jordans are completely fake.
Hold on, we got the soundboard. Hold on. Oh, I can't use.
Damn, alright, I'm adding your aggressive to that. It's a +5 to this roll.
Awesome.
And you got an 18, yeah. So you aggressively insult and roast the shit out of a drip. First of all, first and first, you bring up the fact that they're all wearing fake Jordans. Not only that, you're bringing up the fact that they're totally dripless, with the fact that they're wearing knockoff Supreme jackets.
You guys are wax too?
And the
Not
fact that they
only
don't have.
that, but
Yeah.
they all got the same fucking makeup. What are they? A
They
fucking
don't have-
four-man band troupe or
They don't have. They don't have Spotify Premium. They don't have Spotify Premium.
Yeah. With that in mind, congratulations, all 4 of them have fucked off.
You bullied
Nah.
them.
They all 4
W.
collectively decide, you know what, this isn't worth it. Looking
This
at
guy's
you,
an asshole.
insulted, they're like, we don't have to take this disrespect.
Just because I got paid.
Just fall off the board.
That in mind,
Okay.
Hey, the politically correct term is sex worker.
Undertaker.
Yeah, you know what a fluffer is? You know what a fluffer is? You know what that is? A fluffer is somebody that gets somebody hard or wet.
Muse are you gonna use Muse_smile?
Pizza Hut melts. Enough for 2, price for 1. Now with cheese steak.
You have a license.
god damn it, I was hoping this would just be the sound test, but no.
L. Yo, Skis. Someone made Ski sing the whole NHL soundtrack. Damn.
Oh yeah. That was a thing.
Sorry, I have issues. Anywho.
Listen to the grass skirt chase song that you made.
Sitting here? Now you're just sitting here.
What? Where is that music come? Where's that music coming
This
from?
is just supposed to be generic background music. Because this is
Oh.
a game, remember?
Yeah, I know. But my character said that.
Oh yeah, because your character acknowledges the fourth wall.
Yeah.
That in mind,
Maybe I should have listened to. Maybe I should have heard them out. What is this? What is this Baldi's Basics ass music?
it's Papyrus's cool song. It was a song teased in like one of the teasers for Undertale.
Oh yeah.
Ever got used? Damn.
Yeah, it never got used, which sucks.
It sounds like something that would play like. This sounds like a Lancer song, actually. You know.
I guess. But with that in mind, all
This
you can
sound-
really do now
this
is
sound
just go
on-
back and sit.
Sounds
However,
familiar.
albeit-
Sounds like I heard it. Sounds like it would be in a Mario game or something.
One thing you
The
do
sound
notice
file.
is one does stay behind. Sue,
What are you?
you
what
know
make
what you have
you?
to do. There's a good chance that. Well, there's a good chance the angel won't be spared this time. Remember, your purpose
And-
is to make sure it dies.
And if I don't,
Then you'll have to live with the fact that another person will go through the same torture you've gone through, in order to create something strong enough to stop the roaring.
my torment was deserved.
So was Jevils, and so was Spampton's.
They were different.
Bampton?
Really now? I suppose. I suppose that is the case. After all. Having a real voice to act through you. Maybe something. Good luck, player character. Don't be too
My name is Libran.
Don't be too resentful towards Gamma. It's not her fault. Though, really, though, we both know that's a lie.
The fire around Libron's head crackles a bit.
That in mind, suddenly, you hear voices.
Not again.
Your little area
Yes.
within it lets you. It's a sustainable area.
might touch
You
me
hear
before I
voices from the
don't
light world. It appears two light worlders are coming into Dr. Gaster's office.
Oh boy. Let's see now. Ah. Look at that. 2 more puppets. Well, let's see what they shall do.
They look around, and eventually, this one opens the drawer you're in.
Oh, Jesus.
He also grabs the 4 pieces of black glass, the shadow crystals he had instructed you to keep safe.
Libran calls out, he's like, wait, no, don't take those.
Unfortunately
going
for
to-
you, because the drawer has been opened and you're now fully exposed to light, you have no way to influence anything. And they are incapable of hearing you, sadly.
Yeah, I knew that.
You do hear them talking around. You're able to see them pick up various notes by the doctor. Notes you instantly recognize as the sessions in which Gaster was connecting these two to their players. So so as to allow Tarzan to connect with Aaron, to allow Bear to connect with Non.
Wait, kids, don't. And then I realize I'm exposed to light.
They find many various papers. You know exactly what they're talking about, exactly what they're saying, what they're describing. They, on the other hand, can't decipher shit.
Please don't open me, please don't open me, please don't open me.
Non looks at you very intently, like he's going to open you.
Oh, God.
But as he holds you, Aaron begins physically moving around shit. Like, you know, throwing books out of stuff and, like, trying to move around desks or pull on things to see if there are secret levers. Which distracts him. So Non does not read your contents.
Thank the angel.
You sure you should be saying that, considering they're the reason why the prophecy of the roaring keeps repeating?
Thank Dr. Gaster.
That in mind, after a while, they simply go to leave. With it. They then enter out into here. And they start heading towards this door.
So they're taking me with them?
Yep. To this door.
Oh, crumbs.
My. You recognize this. Oh, you recognize this door, huh?
You could say that.
Here's a question I have for you, Gamma. How long has it been since Libran has been in the Primordial Dark Kingdom?
I'd say about 10 years?
Alright then, alright. Good to know.
Ah, Jesus.
Oh, god damn.
Darn, I guess you could say I was read like an open book.
Oh, son of a... Fuck, god damn it.
Got your ass.
I swear to... Oh my... Are you kidding me? Is this actually going to just permanently deal this like a card now? Are you kidding me?
This
Why?
is not your day.
That's so dumb. This is not a card. Why are you still trying... This is not a card. Oh my god, that's aggravating. Oh my god, it's permanent too. Are you fucking kidding me with this shit? Oh. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Why is that even an option? Why is that even a thing that can be done? I don't...
It's stupid.
That's so dumb. Why are those even dealable like cards? And why is it that when they get dealt like cards, do they just physically not stop acting like cards? That's so dumb. Oh my god.
I'm guessing you can play card games.
Yes, but why is it dealing... Why is there an option to deal this object like it's a card? This is a board. Is what I'm... And why is it that when it does happen, why is it that you physically can't undo it?
Is being stupid.
It is. As they enter here, suddenly, you drop down and the Primordial Kingdom is not at all like what you remember it being. At all.
What?
Because for one thing, there's life in it.
Oh. Oh my.
This isn't something you're used to, because as far as you were told, more or less all life, excluding microorganisms and like fungi, died out in the primordial dark world hundreds of
There's
years
no-
ago.
No fun guy.
Like no, that's the only thing left in the primordial dark kingdom were microorganisms, fungus, and plants. All of a sudden, you see a full-ass civilization. Of course, Blur, you know exactly what this is. This is when anyways, you decide to head further into the kingdom because you're not used to seeing this kingdom filled with this much life at all.
I shouldn't be here.
If you walk in, you see a full-on town square.
This place needs to be.
People. It's not, from what you know, it's not a bad thing that there's people here. It's just...
Does my character, does Libron, like, sense any, how should I say, like, not evilness, but chaos, like, at all in any of these people?
Sensing chaos in the people around you? At the current moment, no. However, you do sense you do sense the presence of entities with the chaos element. As in, like, not like they're chaotic, like, you know, you, Jevil, Spanton, and the other secret bosses are. I mean, they literally have the element chaos as an aspect of their existence. Like, they are inherently chaos elementals.
I see. So I was...
Like, you sense the chaos element, but you don't sense anything like you, if that's what you're trying to get at.
Right. I was trying to see if Jebel or Spampton was around in any way. That, you know.
As far as you know, Jebel is either A, still locked up in that pocket dimension of his, or B, he's being used by someone as a weapon.
Nuts.
Like, as far as you know, like, Spanton, Jebel, and the other secret bosses are either exactly where they are when you last met them, or someone's currently using them as an artifact of power. Either way, you're the only person that is like you currently in here. You see various shops. Gotta ask. Anything strike your fancy? Anything seem interesting to you?
About that stitched up shop right behind the dojo there.
Oh, to Sham's shop?
Yes.
Here's a question.
Do I sense like any pieces of the doctor?
As you approach Sham, here's a question. In context, would Libran know who Sham is?
He would have familiarity with Sham. Like, he's had conversations with Sham. Like, he's, how you say, he's
Enlightened.
not enlightened, like an acquaintance. He's an acquaintance.
As you enter,
Like these.
you do sense that this is one. You do sense, and you see Sham. You do sense, yes, there are aspects of the Doctor about him. Another thing you sense is he is, in fact, one of the individuals with the chaos element.
Sham. It has been too long.
I see you finally come back, Lyran.
Yes.
I ask you, has anything changed?
I have certainly tried.
Well, I suppose you being here makes sense why I suddenly sensed the mass chaos. But that's besides the point. If I may ask, did those new kids bring you?
Well, I was locked up in my dungeon, being tortured by shadow crystals when those they showed up and got me out of my prison and, well, brought me here.
I do wonder if those boys know the full extent of just what they're doing.
Well, is there... I know the doctor sent me here to, well, exterminate them.
The angel.
But
Yeah, they have not yet come back.
I feel as though we must become stronger.
Well, I have good news. Those youngins are certainly making good progress. Though, something tells me they may be reaching their immediate peak soon. They may have to start putting effort into training instead of simply relying on some accomplishments to acquire some experience, you know. But
Yes.
I see.
Well, do I need to help them in any way? Like,
Well, if I know WD at all, and well, I know him at least enough. I've talked to both the Gasters, so I know enough to know if those faces, those shadows were harassing you about this, chances are you probably are intended to stand with them. For how long and for at what point, I'm not sure. Really, if you... I would say try and find Jebel, but at the current moment I believe he's still with the last gang. That Susie girl. You know of her, or have you been left that much in the dark, so to say?
well, the whispers in the darkness. I hear chatter among them. They talk of, well, they talk of super smashing fighters, whatever that could be. And how Susie totally wrecked Chris or whoever those could be, but that's the only familiarity I have.
Those two were the previous Fun Gang, the previous members of the Prophecies cycle. Chris is the human, Susie was the monster. And currently speaking, Ralsei, the current king of all shadows, was the Darkner. However,
I see.
you would be well to know that we do have another shadow. Another has been born.
Interesting.
I imagine you probably saw them. They sprinted up to those two boys when we saw them fall down here.
Were they related to Ralse in any way? I've not seen Ralse since he was a small one, you know.
Oh, yes. Well, he's grown into a fine young man. A respectable young king, I would say.
Yes.
Certainly better than quite a few of the leaders of those other dark worlds that opened up last cycle. You wouldn't believe the kind of people who were in charge of some places.
Well, yes, I have heard. Well, I
You
haven't
remember
heard.
Spades King, remember?
And the other four kings, Diamond, Club,
Well,
what's his name? Heart. Yeah, that one. Those. What happened? I haven't seen those two around.
well,
Or those four.
well, after Spades King locked the other three away, those three of the previous cycle, that fun gang, came through and set them free, placing Spade in the dungeon of Ralse's castle for a time. Eventually, he seemingly came to their side, but after a while, it appears as if, of course, in time, their children overtook them. Clover married with Ralse, so part of the Card Kingdom has now become absorbed by the Primordial Kingdom once again, an impermanence. Spades King has allowed Lancer to become King of the Spades.
Yes.
Meanwhile, at the current moment, there is currently no new King of Clubs, at least not yet. There's a rather large tournament, I hear, being organized for that.
What about Clover? I thought those three would have.
Clover?
Tenkaichi Budokai?
Yes, Clover married with Ralph. Oh, right. Well, yes, Clover did marry, but there is still... Remember, Clover married into Ralse. The section of clubs has merged with the Primordial Kingdom. A new King of Clubs is attempting to be made, so as to preserve a rather large amount of culture and the like.
Interesting.
And one thing I do think you would also find interesting is for the first time in 100 years, there are Rudin Royals again. In fact, there are about 4 of them.
Interesting. So we've got the Jack, the King, the Queen. What?
Yeah, this.
And what have you. Well, interesting. How is that far off technological kingdom? The one where Spamton lived and all. And the...
Interesting. Well, here's an interesting thing.
Speaking of which...
Much like how Jevil became an artifact for that Susie girl, it appears Spamton became quite the artifact for Chris.
Really?
Yes. If Chris ever decides to come back, we may get a chance to see him. He's not exactly all there, but enough of him is still there that we can at least speak with him.
And speaking of which, what happened to Queen of Spades? I hear.
Fucking died.
Spades Queen. Ah, yes. Spades X. Well, she came back, as well as many subjects from her cyber world. She had a...
Cyber world? What is she? A solitaire card now?
Yes, actually,
Fuck.
she became a solitaire program. It was a real great upgrade for her, too. Not only was she able to upgrade Not only that, she upgraded from that solitaire program to basically to that whole laptop. It was a big thing for her.
Interesting.
If you want to know where she is, I believe talk to either Rules Card or SWAT. She's currently owns a harem of him, Swatch, and a few others. Yes.
Oh, my good friend.
Yes.
Rules. Yes.
And yes, Rules is still as much of a simp as you remember him.
Ah, yes.
If
But
anything,
he would
honest to
speak
God,
like a bitcheth.
honest to God, I'd say he's gotten worse.
Oh no.
He's the fucking bro. You don't understand. He's the bottom in a 7-person relationship.
That's an L.
He is
Okay.
he is the Giga Twink.
That that sentence has a lot. That sentence has a lot.
I got a perfect image for that. I got a perfect image for that in general.
No, I don't want to see the image. No, thank you.
Just in general. Shit.
Like,
That's not my real voice, by the way. Anyways,
so if you want to know about the Queen, go talk to Rules or Swatch.
Can we talk about that previous sentence there? First off, you do not strike me as the type to say fuck. Second, I did not know you had any idea what a bottom was.
I didn't.
Trust me, part of my book is about
Was he in a relationship?
and
Was he in a relationship with Jevil? Was he the bottom?
Oh God.
What the?
No. Jevil is currently the devil's knife for Susie.
Damn.
What in the ninth are you on about?
Anyways. And,
Well,
yeah, it's...
let's see.
And I thought Rules was a simp before. I mean, we thought it was pathetic he simped for Spades King, but Jesus.
And I remember Little Lancer calling him the lesser dad.
What's crazy is I think Spades King's actually in that harem, too.
What in the ninth?
Yeah,
Fuck.
Queen and King got remarried. It's fucking crazy.
If I had hands, they would be in my fire hair right now.
If I still had both my eyes, I'd be rubbing both of them. Well, it's certainly been nice seeing you again, Libran. If I may ask, where did those 4 shadow crystals you had on you go?
They were taken by those kids. I'm gonna need to ask them for the crystals back. You don't need them for your project, do you?
Not anymore. To be honest,
Interesting.
to be honest, they have an item master in their party. So I'm not so sure letting them keep those shadow crystals is a good idea.
Well, maybe I can go talk to them and get the crystals back, or somehow persuade them to come over to your shop and give them to you.
As you two are saying that, you look up and you see 2 bright lights leaving the dark world.
Oh, goodness.
They've already left.
Well, I believe I've missed my chance for the next 24 hours. I don't know how time passes here relative to the light world. I'm not
Roughly the same.
I'm not a scholar for either.
Roughly.
Well, I'm a scholar for either.
It's the same. God. By the gods that have forsaken us, God damn it all. Even if it's just black pieces of glass in the light world, an item master can still use those for things. God, I hope they don't do anything stupid.
It's Tarzan. You know he's gonna do something stupid.
Jesus.
Watch them create a goddamned artifact. Watch them create a new life form.
Well,
You think? Wait.
don't
Do you
say
think
that,
maybe there's?
Librand. You'll tempt fate. One of them one of them's a human, and they seem to already have an understanding of their determination.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Don't tempt
Especially,
fate.
you've heard about the alternate timeline theorem, haven't you?
Again, one of them is Tarzan. Or fuck no matter what they do.
Well, shoot.
Goku.
Well, you gonna buy
Maybe.
something?
Out of character, real quick. Does Libron have any money?
You're flat broke.
Well, sorry, Sham. According to my here robes, it says I am broke. And then, the robe, has it makes a dollar sign on it with an X through it.
Eh.
I'm very sorry, Sham. Maybe I can go beat up some nerds and take their money.
I wouldn't.
Arc of being a nerd is like they're doing the monkey look away meme.
Well, I suppose it's... Well, I'm not the only place here in town square, anywhere. If I recall, Rules should still be working his shift at the cafe next door.
Rules has a cafe job. Interesting. I would have stricken him more as like one of those delivery on boats kind of people.
He does a lot of things.
He'd probably wear a pirate hat too and start speaking in a stupid pirate accent along with his accent.
Funny you say that, actually. As he then brings out a picture of Rule's card with a pirate hat, drunk as shit. Like,
Is he riding on a duck?
yes.
Oh. Well, this is certainly odd.
Oh, you wouldn't
I walk
believe
out-
how desperate he is to get me to get rid of this photo. You have no idea how desperate he is.
Let me guess, you did one of your old. Let me guess, you did one of your old charm tricks and had, and put a really high price on, getting rid of it.
Oh no, trust me. Simply put, Libran, you, me, and Rules Card are the only three people who know this picture exist. And
Oh
as long
my.
as he keeps doing odd jobs for me, it'll stay like that.
Interesting.
Do you have? I get. Well,
I don't appear to have a gift on me. You know how it was. I'd usually give you.
I mean,
I'd usually give you stuff every time I visit here.
you can make a healing item from yourself and sell that to me.
I'm sorry, what?
Reminder: something forms can do is they can generate items.
What is it like artificers in D&D where
Kind of.
at level 1 they can create mundane items?
Kind of. You know how like forms can become items?
Oh yeah, like
Well, you can
Jevil
become-
can become the Jevil Cell.
Yeah, or like how Lancer can create a Lancer cookie, and how he says he has to regenerate after he does it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, are you gonna create a consumable item to give to Sham as a gift?
Instant Libron noodles.
Give him the meth.
I haven't had these in a long time. Quick question: which variant is this?
Dark candy flavor.
No, he's asking: is this the one that you eat dry, or is this the one that you cook?
Oh. Yeah, the one that you cook.
Nice.
It's good when ramen is good when it's dry.
Wow.
Outside of game, I do love me some ramen.
Hell yeah. They're also good when they're dry.
Nice.
I know.
Now this is what I
Well-
call quality. It's nice seeing you.
Well, I suppose I should be heading off now. I will visit sometime soon.
So I gotta ask, are you gonna go to any of these other places? You got Party Dosho, Top Chef Bake. You got.
I'm probably. I'll go. Rules is working at the cafe, right?
Yep.
I'm going there.
All right. Evidently, you also see Task Manager there.
Oh, task manager, yes,
You
yes.
didn't know a lot about the cyber world or its inhabitants. All you really knew is that Queen went there, and that she just kept going up in the world or something, or whatever.
I know.
You do.
Libran knows. Libran knows about some clever wordplay, so he knows that task manager is a play on task manager, like the computer program. But you know, that's all he really knows about task manager.
You do know who Task Manager is because like the last thing you ever talked to the Queen about, in like the one letter you got from her was her talking about this one friend she met who controlled tasks called Task Manager,
I see.
and how apparently like everyone calls her mommy for some reason, and how
I mean, she has a whip.
and how
That's
like
a waste,
she and her
though.
exploit that to get free food at restaurants and shit.
I mean, that is hilarious. She is like, she does look like a dominatrix.
Hell yeah.
Mine, you enter and you come into Cafe Swatch.
So I'm gonna walk up to Swatch, who I suppose I also heard about
I mean,
in a letter.
kind of. You know the name Swatch. You don't know the face. You just know she was talking.
Okay.
So like you're just coming up to the cafe.
Hello, you must be Swatch, right?
Yes, I am. A pleasure to meet you, sir.
Actually, I'm not male, but Libron. Libron's the name.
Apologies, Libron.
I just have an incredibly deep voice.
Well, if I may say, welcome to Cafe Swatch. Is there anything I can do for you?
Yes, I've come here to visit an old friend. Do Rules card happens to work here? Yes.
Rules card? Rules. Yeseth. Someone named Libran is here. Somebody named Libran is here for you. And immediately, already at the front desk, you see this blue son of a bitch. Holy fucketh! Libran! Where the fuck hast thou been?
Locked up. For a while. In a dungeon. Not too far from here.
What scoundrel would locketh thou away in a dungeon? You, an upstanding man.
Someone who looks like you. But not you.
Whateth?
Don't think about it too hard. Anyways, how have you been since well, the incident?
Well, which
What was
incident
the
are you
incident?
talking about? The Jebel
Is it like
incident, or something after that?
So like the goat from
I'm-
iCarly, where we never get explained.
I never really see you after the Javelin incident. Of course, I had an incident of my own not too long afterwards, so...
Oh. Well, after 3 hours of fighting, me and Sham finally got Jebel into that fucking cage and managed to lock the door.
Yes.
But after that, for the most part, nothing notable had happened other than me maintaining my normal duties before Spade King locked up the other kings, promoting me to Duke of Puzzles.
I heard about that, and then some losers called the Fun Gang or whatever came along, beat Jebel, beat you, but
They did not besteth me. They hardly scratches the surface of mine ultimate puzzle.
and then I whisper this next part, and then you totally didn't get beaten on a duck boat, right? I'm just teasing rules, old buddy. It's fine.
That dishonorable son of a swine! I'm gonna fucking beat his goddamn ass when I get done here.
Whoa.
Thou
Hey,
mothereth of... Thou fuckereth of mothers shalleth know with these hands.
Whoa, hey, buddy. Hey, listen. I'm gonna
Say the N word.
Not problems like whatever the fuck you just said. For instance, how am I gonna stop you from swat? Lewis behind. The answer? Talking it out. Like, come on, bro.
Sham will
Chill.
knoweth. Shameth will knoweth that I am indeed a man who speaketh in hands.
That's an awfully convenient line.
As he then cracks his knuckles.
Hey, whoa. Hey,
There better be a fight.
it's
There better
time
be a
to
fight.
stop. Okay, where is where is your son? All right, I'm gonna call Child Protective Services.
Lancer,
It's time to stop.
he's probably, I don't know, hosting a party or something.
He's a
Also, I
teenager.
heard you were in a 7-way with the Queen and the King themselves.
It's a complex multi-person relationship.
So in other
One
words,
of them's a pimp.
polyamory.
One
More
of
or
them's a
less.
fucking pimp. No, one of them's a pimp. And they're all
It's
slut.
the Queen.
They're all whores.
Listen, don't thou fucking judgeth me.
Hey, I'm not judging, alright? Alright, listen. I dated a dust bunny. It was not pretty.
Well, does thou have anything more thou wants to talk about?
Well... Have you ever heard of the dark crystals? Like, do you have any lying around? Because I'm probably gonna need those.
Shadow crystals? No.
Yes, those.
All the current shadow crystals are either in Sham or Ralse's possession.
Interesting. Does anyone else work at these other two shops? Because after them, I want to go talk to Ralph. The young prince has turned into an adult man.
Interesting enough, Top Chef and Malleus have become business partners, working together to own the bakery right down the road from us. It's both a blacksmithing and a bakery shop.
Interesting. Well, I guess I'll see you around then. And a pleasure talking with you.
Farewell, mine friend, until we meeteth again.
If I had a hand, I would offer a handshake.
Walking in, you walk in on. Voila. Note, this person isn't here. It's just Top Chef and Malleus. I was just too lazy to crop out Lancer.
I see. Interesting.
As you enter, Malleus and Top Chef both look at you. Libra! Mamma mia! Where have you been?
Fake-ass
Locked up in a
Italian
dungeon.
accent.
Mamma
No,
mia!
just do a crisp impression. It's fine.
Mamma mia! Mamma Shiba!
Your accent is fake as hell.
I must say, that's a bit concerning to hear, actually. Nice to see you back.
Yes, well, I was put in a similar situation as Jebel, and you've heard about Spamton, haven't you?
Never met the guy, but I've heard stories about stories. Heard stories from those kids about meeting someone like that. Someone similar. Apparently when Jebel was in his Devil's Night state, he was talking with those other items they had on them.
Yeah, like Spamton nearly became God and broke into an alternate dimension or something.
That happened?
He's referring to Spamton.
Spamton Neo.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't know a lot about... He doesn't know, like, exactly the events the previous Fun Gang went through. But, like, assumingly we're kind of going with the idea that because he had, like, 4 shadow crystals in the drawer with him, like, info about the other shadow crystal holders would just kind of, like, slowly leak to him.
Yeah, they know a bit about the other secret bosses, mainly because they kept they were guilt tripped by the Gaster pieces.
Well, I suppose it is nice to see you once again.
Yes. I don't appear to have any items to fuse on me, unless you're talking about my 2 pieces of weapons, I suppose.
Your leather glove?
Leather cover, but it is... I guess it would be my of... That was air quotes. You know, I don't have hands. Dude, let me put it on my cloak. Yeah, those. And I have like quotes on it.
Yeah. If I may ask you,
And
what exactly was going on while you were locked away?
oh, you know, started hearing voices, nearly went insane. Then I started reading my own pages over and over.
Average Twitter user.
Just to keep me sane. looking for little details and eventually learning a whole new language. Of course, yeah, out of character, I'm referring to wingdings.
I will say, though, where were you in the light world?
Just
couldn't
the
even
classroom next to this.
Classroom next to here, but the unused classroom was where we were. We couldn't even find a link to where you were being kept, if you were being kept in some cage.
Well, Malleus, have you ever played Baldi's Basics?
The fuck is a baldy?
Yeah,
Do you know Bendy of the ink machine?
You know, when, when you get caught by the principal in that game and you get sent to the detention? Yeah, the classroom looked kinda like that, but it was
So
kind
you
of
were in the principal's office.
No, not the principal's office. No.
Yes, you were.
Wait a minute. How?
Gamma, you were in you were in W.D. Gaster's office. Gaster is the principal.
Wait, I thought it was. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense. Okay. Yes, I think I was in the principal's office.
A weird ass principal. No one can understand him.
I mean, I can.
He only speaks gang signs.
Well, I mean, he speaks in multiple languages.
Oh,
yeah,
he's
but
bilingual.
my character's canonically bilingual. They speak in, English and Wingdings. So.
Well, my character knows Weebanese. So.
Weebanese. What do you speak in Kamehameha and Big Bang attacks?
I speak in Final Flash.
They actually speak in Burning Attack.
I speak in Exodia Obliterate.
Well,
They also speak Taco. They also speak Taco Bell.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, you two made this cafe together, didn't you?
Well, we didn't make it. It's more like it sort of spawned here, and we claimed it as our own.
Oh, so it was kind of like
No, they
kind
fucked
of
up
like
the
the Light
face
World,
of Roblox.
kind of like the Light World store, where you can just kind of take stuff because the shopkeeper is too lazy to actually charge anything.
No. What I mean is, when the Card Kingdom was transferred back into the Primordial Kingdom, all of its residents and physical buildings were picked up and moved into here. And as a consequence,
yes.
the interaction and merger caused this building to spawn here. And me and Top
Okay,
Chef
okay.
just claimed it as our home.
That makes sense. Yes, definitely. Okay,
Dark worlds
Well.
are weird.
correct.
There's a
I've
darker that
created
watches.
several.
There's a
I've
darker
created
that watches anime on Funimation.
out of character. I've created several dark worlds myself, based off
Yeah.
of real life locations.
Are they canon in this?
If I ever get to the, what is it, Dark World Master? Is that what it's referred to as?
In this
Instead
game,
of Dungeon Master.
you're just called the narrator or the game master.
Oh, it'd be kind of cooler if it was called like the Dark World Master or something like that.
The problem with that is
yeah.
that light worlds also exist.
Well, yeah, but Dungeon Master is what you're referred to in D&D, and you're not in dungeons all the time.
Technically speaking, you could also argue it's a dungeon master because you're the master of Dungeons and Dragons.
Touche.
So maybe we should call the DM equivalent for this game like Sigil, like Story Master.
Yes.
Or the storyteller.
Or the narrator. Yeah. I suppose that works, yes.
So, is Libran gonna sit here and talk with with Malleus and Top Chef more?
I appear to have ran out of conversation topics, just like in the Toriel fight.
You gonna go somewhere else?
Well, there's the dojo, but I'm not very interested in combat.
Take your ass back to Canada.
What the fuck?
Unfortunately, I don't have a map for the inside of Rousey's castle yet. I'm sorry. But you could go to the castle and see Rousey.
I would love to do that. Please.
I don't have a sprite for Rousey yet because I'm not quite sure what I should do for an adult Rousey, because I don't know if
Maybe make it look like as real Dreamlord, like with the
Here's the thing, I'm not sure whether or not I should make an Asriel sprite edit or an Asgore sprite edit.
It'd make more sense
Okay,
if it
guys,
was
hear me out. Final boss Asriel is like him as like a young adult, like 20 to 30, and Asgore would be him when he's like an old ass dude, like really, really old. What about that?
Yeah, that works, I guess. But for now, you approach the castle. You remember that these more or less hollow blue buildings used to be the only structures that existed in the Primordial Kingdom, because they were the only things that could not rot or decay away.
Ah, yes, these curvy old buildings, how I've missed them.
You were more so a resident of the Card Kingdom more than anything, or a traveler, or maybe not a true citizen. One could say you were a vagabond. But when it came right down to it, the primordial Dark World was a world that was always empty, due to simply no one being here. But you remember Gaster taking you here to check up on the only shadow that was still alive in there.
Orca?
No, I'm referring to Rousey.
Oh.
Remember, I'm referring to before the events of this campaign, which would be, and to the events of pre-Deltarune.
Okay.
And, you know, Libron kind of left before Deltarune, so...
Okay.
And as you enter, you see it is not changed much. It's a lot more homey, but it's still that same castle.
Yes. Reminds me of simpler times.
As you
Like
walk
when
in,
Scaori was king.
as you look around, you notice no one here. Necessarily. Let's see here, if I'm timing this right, However, you do see Ralph. However, suddenly you do see Clover, now an adult, walking out from what appears to be the dining hall into the main, into the front, into the area, into the entrance area.
Clover. How much you've grown.
Her three heads look at you, puzzled. Hello. I don't think I've met you. Who are you? How the hell do you know my name?
Oh, oh, I see. Um, you were but a toddler when I left.
Oh.
Uh, let's say I'm close friends with your dad.
Oh. It's nice to meet you then.
My name's
I
Libron.
wonder why you didn't. I guess maybe I should have asked about you. I don't really care. I'm sorry, man.
Well, I was also Libron's, or no, I was Ralsei's part-time caretaker. That was
What?
until my incident.
Really? What do you mean? The sound was like, what? How do you know Rousey? The aggressive one just gets in your face, says, how the fuck do you know my man?
I just explained it. I was his part-time caretaker.
When? When was
Like-
this?
Like 16 years ago?
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I've been locked in a dungeon for like whoever the hell knows how long. But, you know, like probably 10 years.
Huh. Well, I suppose it's nice to meet you, Libran. Sorry, I forgot you. Whatever.
It's fine.
As you step forward
So is-
more,
I suppose Ralsei is busy with his kingly duties now, isn't he?
not at the moment. I think he's currently just cooking. I think he's currently still working on dessert. Oh,
And the
actually,
aggressive
actually,
one.
I think he might just be done with it. Actually, let me think about. Hold up. Give me a moment. I need to think about the timeline of events as it all.
Okay.
Okay, so he's okay. No, Ralsei should be cleaning. Should most likely be cleaning dishes. Actually,
I see. Well, basically, one more thing. You know Rule's card?
yeah. What of him?
He is to Lancer as I am to Ralsei. You know, kind of like the lesser parent.
Wow, I never knew.
Well,
Well, he should be in the kitchen if you want to go talk to him.
thank you kindly. I'd usually bring gifts, but you know, I've kind of been trapped. So, I have no idea where all my money went.
Well, as she walks up the stairs, presumably up to her room.
Okay, so I'm going to walk down the hall to the kitchen.
As you enter the kitchen, what you see is it's a bit much to take in. What you see is Ralsei, a grown man. A bit of a, well, you know, his horns well grown out, a bit of some scruffy look to his face. A little bit of muscle on his limbs. You know.
Is he wearing like a t-shirt, or is he wearing like robes, or...
He's currently wearing robes. Imagine robes very much similar to like the clothing he wore in Deltarune, but like a lot more like regal-esque, with a bit more like more details.
You wouldn't... sorry, I'm already... My brain's scattering from this. Like, you wouldn't happen to have Ralsei art already, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
I can probably draw some out for you. Back on topic though.
Imagine like imagine a far thinner Asgore. With like
Far thinner.
and instead of like gold hair for like his beard, it's like pink.
Okay.
Kinda like his horns.
Okay, so it's basically Asgore, but if he swapped classes.
I guess.
Nice. Okay.
Now he's not,
So-
he's not as big as Asgore. He's not as buff or as wide.
Right.
Like imagine Asgore, but he was more proportioned like Azrael.
Right, yeah.
Final boss Azrael with the beard of Asgore.
Kind of.
So, I walk up to Rouse.
As you walk up, he kind of stops. He goes, "Oh, hello. A bit of silence falls on him as he just kind of looks at you. I'm sorry. Do I know you?
Oh, you don't remember me?
I don't. As far as I remember, I've been alone, at least until I met Chris and Susie. And I went
Well-
on a journey.
My name is Libran.
I gotta head out, you guys. Bye bye.
Okay.
Well, shit. Damn, there goes our chance for two of our fucking party members to interact with each other. Because I was...
Well, I mean, we will eventually once we do store S&S nights. But yeah, so let me continue. Well, I used to take care of you when you were very, very young. How old is Ralse in the current events?
I would say at the current moment, since this is supposed to take place like roughly this is supposed to be like one full school generation removed from the fun gang. So it's like roughly like I'd say
12 years?
like 12-ish years. Like at this point, like an entire new generations of children have grown up and have gone through high school.
Okay, so
So it's-
by that logic, Ralse would have been like 8 when I left, so it kind of makes sense. You know, because he would be in like not second grade. No, he would be what grade are kindergartners? 4 or 5?
I went to like kindergarten at like age like 6.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, he would be like 5, 6.
Yeah, you
But
would have
when
been
I
like
left.
someone who very rarely came around and like done stuff for him, becoming less and less but it becomes less and less obvious that you're there
Right.
as Gaster ultimately starts pushing to like keep you sealed away more and more, or you
Right.
advocate for it, but
Right. Say, does Ralse have... last question. Does Ralse have a father in this timeline, or...
on a technical level, the closest things he would have to like any sorts of parents would be the 2 Gasters and you.
I see.
And in all of those cases, outside you and this universe's Gaster, like, he's had little to, like, no physical contact with people. And even then, after he was a toddler, Gaster more or less stopped interacting with him by entering the Dark World period, and you had to, like, stop letting him see that you were there.
Right.
For the... Because, contextually, shadows, while do having their own parents, because of the primordial dark fountain and how it functions, they also just spawn from it. Inherently.
Okay.
Because
that,
the primordial
yeah.
dark fountain is literally the source of all primordial darkness, be it living or non-living.
I see. Okay. Back to it. So, well, it makes sense why you don't remember me. You know, of course you know Rule's card. He's one of your dukes. Yes.
Oh yeah, I did let him keep the title Duke of Puzzles.
Well, he is to Lancer as I am to you.
Really?
Yeah, I am your lesser parent, so to speak.
Sorry I don't remember you.
It's fine. I got wrapped up in some business. Well, you could say wrapped up in some business.
Well, it's nice to meet you after all this time. At least, or I guess re-meet you.
I'm incredibly sorry I did not bring a gift for the King of all Darkness.
Oh, please. While I may be a king, I am there. I am above all else a servant to my people.
Well, that sounds like the route say I would have wanted to raise. Or help raise.
Well, at the current moment I'm, well, washing dishes after cooking a bunch. I'd appreciate maybe relearning who you were again over, if you'd be willing to help me.
Of course, but, you see, I lack a pair of hands.
He then picks up some wash rags and sponges. In hands, he sort of hands them to you and questions. Do you have a form of telepathy at all?
Telekinesis?
Yes, I misspeak.
Well, maybe, though I've never really tried it
Well,
out.
I mean, technically speaking, it's how you're gonna have to hold your weapon, since, you know, it's your leather binding.
Well, my leather binding I thought was like almost like my robe, but yeah.
Oh, so your weapon is more like Ralsei's scarf, then.
Yes.
Well, he then ties together various sponges and goes, I mean, this
Let's
counts as
see.
an equipable, as he hands you the sponge flail.
Nice. What are its stats?
It gives you the water element.
The water element?
Do you want to help him clean
Interesting.
up? Do you want to help him clean dishes?
Of course.
Hey, Jay.
With that,
It was the sponge. What now?
the sponge flail.
Sponge flail.
Literally, he's just tying a flail of sponges and wash rags to your coat, and because your coat is magic, it's just animating.
Oh.
It's why it's in your weapon slot. Like he's tying a bunch of wash rags to, like, you know, your leather covering and coat, because, like, presumably that's like a psychic, right? Or like you
Right.
can move it around, like Ralsei can move his scarf. Because he is
Yeah.
currently using his scarf like an extra limb.
That makes sense. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
With that in mind,
So.
you know it's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a new shadow.
Oh.
After all this time, I'm not the only one of my kind anymore.
Yes, you did have a child.
No, they're not my child. I've yet to have a child yet.
Interesting.
Evidently, it's a bit harder when you're a goat person and your wife's a three-headed Cerberus.
True.
This shadow is they're a shadow born from the fountain. The first new shadow other than me to be born. It's crazy to think about.
I listened to him as I'm like washing dishes with the.
Note, I'm going to have you
sponge.
both roll your physical stats to see how well you're washing dishes.
Okay. I have a +2 to physical.
You're not doing the best.
Well, this is my first time having limbs, so.
It's the first time you've washed dishes in 10 years,
That-
too.
That too. Also, sponge flail. Does it act like arms?
Kinda.
Oh. Oh, that's cool.
You know, well, I mean, like your leather binding is like, it works like Ralsei's scarf, so presumably would have to kind of work like limbs in a way. So by like tying rags onto them, they would have to work more like limbs, you know?
Yeah. Alright. Let's continue.
Though... I worry for them.
How so?
It's who they're... Do you know how we shadows work, Libran?
Somewhat.
Unlike you forms, which are primordial living darkness, taking things from the light world, physical objects, elemental aspects, even in some cases abstract concepts, so long as they have some sort of representation as an item, you can be it, and use it as the basis for your existence. Use it for the basis of your biology. We shadows don't. We base ourselves upon the shadows of pre-existing life forms already in the light world. As a consequence, all of our names are anagrams of who we are a shadow of. Or at least, they are normally. After all, it's you being the journal for for Dr. WD himself know exactly who I am a shadow of.
Yes.
I can
That's
tell.
real.
I can see his handwriting written on you.
Chris's brother.
Yes. So I
Much of what I've been watching them from afar. Or at least, no.
well,
Some.
so I ask if whether or not you know who they're shadow of from their name.
What's their name?
That shadow, you probably saw them when you came here, didn't you? Their name? It's
But
Arca.
brief. Arca.
Pay attention to the letters.
How would you spell that?
Arca.
So
Arca is spelled with the letters A-R-C-H-A.
I see.
Specifically, I want you to pay attention to the CH.
I know who you're referring to. The first fallen child in that supposed alternate timeline. The one of which Dr. W.D. Gaster fell out of, or one of them, at least.
Yes, I am referring to them.
But I have several questions about them.
Ask away.
First, how could they be born from Kara if they come from an alternative timeline?
Because as it turns out, there's a Kara within our world. One who already has very deep connections with the primordial fountain.
They happen to be related to that other who can use determination.
No, it's not to Eren, if that's what you think. Notice their story. A human child adopted by Toriel and Asgore, sibling to Azrael. Sound familiar?
Well, Chris, obviously, but I thought that they were separate entities, but I suppose it would make sense.
When it's something as simple as a name, turns out, doesn't really make much of a difference to the multiverse.
True.
And Chris is very powerful. They've met Kara as well.
Another question. If Arca came from the same fountain you did, wouldn't that technically make you related in any way?
In a way, it would. It's why at the current moment, it's why I've adopted them.
Interesting.
And as the only other shadow here, I'm the only person who would be able to help them understand as they grow and change.
We better not let them end up the same way that Kara did.
I doubt they'll end up like that. I just worry that perhaps Kara may influence them. I doubt they'll be to their extreme, but it's not impossible that they wouldn't go to them for help.
If another Lightner happens to fall within this world, one that is similar to that of Frisk, let us hope that they did not manipulate Kara into a genocide route. Excuse me. I meant Arca.
I know what you mean. I know.
One more thing, just out of character. Are the AUs canon?
Kinda, because this is an AU of Zeltaroon.
Okay. I was just asking. Like, I know you're probably not gonna use any of the other alternate universe characters other than maybe Undertale, but you know.
I mean, for like an April Fool's one shot, we can like bring in Error Sans if we wanted.
That would be fun, but it'd be like not in canon. Fresh Sands, maybe.
Yeah, like it's just like for an April Fool's one shot, just like an Error or Fresh Sans fight, you know, just for fun. I might have it be a thing where I make like fell designs for everyone and have like a scene where you look into a mirror and see like an alternate universe version of you. And it's like
A red mirror.
yeah, it's like the fell version of you, like in a mirror, but other than that, no. Like unless you guys want to try and break into AU stuff, that's not where this story is gonna go.
I feel like that'd be something like post game kind of stuff, you know?
Well, I mean, full disclosure, how it's gonna work is it's going to be a remake of the first two chapters of Deltarune. For like
And then it's
this,
gonna split off.
yeah, and then after that, it's gonna be Dark Worlds based on the Lightner characters' houses.
Right. Like
presumably-
Chris's house is gonna be chapter 3.
And presumably we'll probably get Susie's house at some point then.
Right, but we don't know what Susie's house
Yeah.
looks like at the moment.
After that, probably Hospital. Because
Is there any way
or
LeBron would write the hospital, but is there any way that Libran would know about the AUs? Does Gaster know?
I mean, he would know alternate timelines exist, but he wouldn't exactly know what they are. He wouldn't know that a
Right.
Delta Fell version of himself exists. He just knows there's another version of him in another timeline that may or may not be different. That may or may not be more different. You know?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like at least like alternate stuff.
Yeah, he knows
Anyways,
alternate
like-
universes hymns exist. He just doesn't know what they are.
Right. Anyways, back to the game.
Alright. Anything more he wants to ask and talk with Rouse about?
Well, I don't appear to be washing these dishes very good.
Well,
I'm
you did just admit you've been locked up for the last few years, haven't you?
That would be correct.
Besides, I don't mind. Any help is better than no help.
That is true. I don't believe I'm required to eat.
No, but
One of... But...
I mean, something you could tell him is that you are explicitly told that you do need to kill the angel.
Oh, yeah.
Because, remember, if you're told that you need to go and kill the angel, that means Ralsei's group spared it. So you could ask him why he let the angel live.
Is the angel a not in character, but is the angel reincarnated into Arca? Because in Undertale, the angel was like the fallen humans.
Yes, but you also have to remember the legend of the Deltarune in Undertale's world was legitimately lost. The original context behind that sigil, like, no longer exists. They don't know about Dark World stuff.
Yeah.
It's their approximation of what they think the whole angel legend was about. Contextually, we're going off the idea that, like, the Deltarune legend is the same legend in Undertale's world. It's just been forgotten.
Wait, so you're telling me that... This is a joke, by the way. I don't have anything against religion. But you're telling me, in real life, we could have lived in a timeline ugh, where the rapture actually happened. But it was long forgotten, since we are sinners.
Who knows? Maybe.
Back to the game.
Also,
So,
let's see. I was gonna say something, but I realized I don't think that's relevant technically.
I mean, go ahead.
I was gonna say also, I'm pretty sure the angel, as mentioned in the Religion in Deltarune, is a different angel than the angel mentioned in the Angel's Roaring. In the Angel's
True.
Heaven, I mean.
Yeah.
So something you could ask him is why he let the angel live, if Lyran
yeah.
would feel inclined.
One thing I just remembered, Rase.
Yes?
I had a group of pieces of W.D. Gaster approach me in my dungeon. They said something about the angel and how they hadn't been destroyed yet, which is weird because I thought that in the prophecy, you, a human, and a monster, who I assume are Susie. Of course, I wouldn't 100% know. But then those pieces told me that the angel has been spared. But
Well, according to our prophecy, we were just supposed to banish it. In truth,
yeah,
but in truth, that prophecy has been, every time, seemingly speaking, every time this prophecy repeats, that mirror rewrites itself. So, to be honest, I don't know if it's rewriting it because it's supposed to, or if someone's changing it. Above all else, we didn't believe in murder. We didn't believe in death.
perhaps
I had
there's
hoped. I had truly
perhaps
hoped we had talked sense into that angel. I really did hope.
perhaps if the angel does end up coming back, there's a way we don't have to exactly kill it, per se. We can just snowgrave it.
The only problem with that, is that when the angel first comes in, it can only come in through the dark world. Without a light world body for it to also hold, we'll have no way of Snowgrave would be death.
I suppose that is correct.
No, the reason I explain it like that is because I go off a theory that if you Snowgrave Birdley, the chapter that will take place in the hospital will force you to save Birdley instead of Rudy, with the logic being because Birdley is in the light world and dark world both at the same time technically, or that technically the dark world basically the dark world still exists even without the fountain. What it is that it's technically just exists as a parallel world. So it meant like Birdley's
Right.
dark world frozen body and his light world passed out unconscious body were both existing at the same time.
Right.
It's a case of Birdley's consciousness was stuck in the dark world in his dark world body.
Right.
So like
You
you have. So by reviving him in the dark world, you can revive him in the light world. However, because the angel in my story has to enter through the dark world and then make a form in the light world first, killing it, any Dark World only effects, therefore just apply to it, like as if it were a Darkner.
Perhaps there is a way that we can banish the angel permanently. Another way.
Well, Libran, I suppose if you have any ideas, we can start discussing them. And do you want
Would
to,
you
like...
happen...
I was gonna ask you, did you want to, like, fade to black here and have it kind of end here, or... Or do you want to, like...
Maybe we can discuss a bit later, but I was gonna say, like, I was gonna ask Ralsei if he knew anything about subclasses.
Oh, he does.
Oh, okay.
He just doesn't have one.
Right. Like, maybe, perhaps we can teach, like, maybe don't keep this in, if you are, like, recording.
I am currently recording. I can pause the recording real quick for this
Right.
one quick thing and then unpause it, but I also don't want to because I'm worried it'll corrupt the recording.
Right. Maybe you can edit it out, or whatever you do with it.
I'm lazy. I mean, what is it are you trying to say? Are you saying you're gonna, like, or have you figured out what subclass you're gonna try and go with if you're gonna pick one?
I already picked Scholar, but maybe I was suggesting that if Arca becomes an important character, maybe we could have Arca be like an apprentice wizard and eventually have them invent a spell that will permanently banish the Angel's Heaven.
I mean, it's theoretical. And Arca
Maybe.
does have their own custom spells, so
Perhaps. But yeah, if you wanted to fade to black here, that'd be fine.
alright. It's mostly because, like, at the most part, it's, like, just the two of us for this session, and outside of, like, more combat, there's nothing more we can necessarily do, because I don't think there's much to go from in terms of, like, roleplay
True.
from here, you know? So,
Right.
as we fade out, we're gonna fade out on the scene of Ralsei and Libran beginning their discussions about their plans for the future and the like. With that in mind, alright, welcome Gamma, you're officially in the campaign.
Sweet.
And I can finally give you that roll.
Nice.
Alright, this has been... I mean, yeah, this is... I wish Blur didn't leave, like when he
True.
did, but I suppose it's a bit too late. And we can always have another session to fill in between.
True.
So, Arca and Libran, I keep wanting to say LeBron. Can it have their introductions.
I should have really thought about the name, though it was like 3 a.m. when I made this character, so...
I see.
I think you do a really good job at immersion. Like, I got kind of immersed in that.
It'll be even better when I eventually get art for everyone.
I do have art. If you remind me in the morning, I can send you what they look like. Or, yeah, what they look like.
Alright, with that, everyone. So long, everybody. I would do a howl, but I'm fucking exhausted. I'm so lazy I'm not even gonna do my outro.